Imagine waking up one morning to realize that everything you've been taught about our origins, our sacred texts, and the boundaries of our universe might be incomplete, maybe even misunderstood. Feel that rush of excitement mixed with a tinge of fear, as though you're stepping into a world far bigger and stranger than you ever believed possible. In today's episode, we're diving headfirst into revelations shared by Billy Carlson and Dolores Cannon, whose work challenges our conventional beliefs and unravels the layers of history. Dolores Cannon's pioneering research into past life. Regression opened doors to lost civilizations, advanced beings from beyond the stars, and mysterious truths hidden in religious scriptures. Meanwhile, Billy Carlson has cast fresh light on ancient artifacts and texts that reveal shocking inconsistencies and new perspectives on the nature of existence. From the awe-inspiring majesty of the Great Pyramid of Giza to the puzzling references to Elohim in the Old Testament, these revelations invite us to question whether the world we know is just a fraction of a far deeper cosmic story. We'll explore the possibility that our ancestors not only communicated with powers beyond Earth, but also possessed knowledge rivaling or even surpassing our own. Together, let's peel away centuries of assumptions and step into a narrative that might shake our sense of comfort and fill us with wonder at what lies just beyond our familiar horizon. Decades ago, Dolores Cannon ventured into territories that few had dared explore. As a hypnotherapist, she stumbled upon regressive sessions that led her clients to lifetimes far removed from our current timeline. Some described advanced civilizations with technologies that seemingly defied the logic of their era. Their stories carried an electrifying tone of hope, like being handed the keys to a hidden library that preserved humanity's earliest memories. What started as an attempt to help people overcome fears and phobias turned into a quest for lost chapters of human history. Dolores documented these sessions, assembling a mosaic of alternative narratives, ancient societies possessing startling scientific insight, extraterrestrials guiding or even manipulating human progress, and direct encounters with divine energies. This convergence of the mystical and the historical sent ripples through the spiritual community, forever changing how many perceived the very essence of reality. Her work triggered the first emotional jolt, fear of the unknown. Could our existence be molded by cosmic entities we scarcely understand? Yet it also stirred nostalgia, as though her clients were recalling long-forgotten worlds, once rich with possibility. Amid these revelations, a recurring message emerged: we were never alone. Instead, we existed in a vast, interconnected universe, with Jesus, the Bible, and other spiritual teachings serving as cryptic guides rather than rigid dogmas. Dolores urged her readers to approach these controversies not with skepticism alone, but with an open heart, ready to embrace whatever might emerge from the shadows of forgotten epochs. If you stand before the Great Pyramid of Giza, you can't help but feel a sense of awe and perhaps an unsettling question. How did the ancient Egyptians manage such precision, aligning these massive structures to true north without the tools we assume they lacked? The exactitude sparks both excitement and doubt, suggesting they wielded advanced mathematical and astronomical insights. Billy Carlson points to this as possible proof that a superior source of knowledge, maybe even extraterrestrial, guided Egypt's early priests and architects. Looking further east, the Sumerians present an equally captivating enigma. Their cuneiform tablets mention the Anunnaki, a pantheon often interpreted as gods descending from the skies. But what if these deities were not just mythic figures, but literal visitors from another world or another dimension? Even mainstream scholars acknowledge the brilliance of Sumerian astronomy and mathematics, leaving us to wonder who first taught them these sophisticated techniques. It's a question that nudges us into a realm of cosmic possibility and fuels speculation that we're glimpsing only fragments of a bigger puzzle. This is where hope enters. There's something profoundly uplifting about the idea that humanity's ancestry might be entwined with beings from distant star systems. It expands our perspective, freeing us from a narrow view of history and urging us to see ourselves as part of an interstellar tapestry. Yet there's a lingering fear too. If these visitors had such monumental influence on our origins, could they still be shaping our destiny? It's a question that lingers in the corridors of modern research, waiting for anyone brave enough to sift through ruins and decoding relics of a distant age. The conversation becomes truly electric when we shift our gaze skyward, examining suspicious anomalies captured by telescopes and rovers on planets and moons throughout our solar system. Some images appear to show geometric patterns or unexplained structures, fueling rumors that we may have neighbors watching us from across cosmic distances. While mainstream science often dismisses these as natural formations, Billy Carlson and Dolores Cannon encourage a second look. Why do these patterns sometimes exhibit baffling regularities, as if shaped by intent rather than mere chance? UFO sightings add another layer to the mystery. From ancient records of fiery chariots to modern-day testimonies by military pilots, the phenomenon spans civilizations and centuries. Governments around the world are beginning to acknowledge these sightings more openly, releasing declassified videos that capture unidentified craft performing maneuvers beyond our known capabilities. Could it be that remnants of an interplanetary alliance have been quietly orchestrating events from behind the curtain of human understanding? For many, this notion evokes nostalgia for times when myth and reality blurred, when Greek gods roamed the skies and Sumerian gods guided earthbound rulers. It also ignites an undercurrent of fear. What if these visitors possess technologies so advanced that our entire arsenal of scientific knowledge seems primitive in comparison? We're left asking how much of our sacred scriptures might be coded references to cosmic visitors, and whether Jesus' miraculous deeds could be understood through a lens that transcends earthly boundaries. In exploring these questions, we begin to see religion, myth, and extraterrestrial phenomena as parallel strands of a single, grand cosmic tapestry. At the heart of these revelations lies a deeply unsettling possibility that key religious stories have been misinterpreted across centuries of translation. Take the Hebrew term Elohim, traditionally rendered as a singular god in Judeo-Christian contexts. In Hebrew, however, Elohim is grammatically plural, which could imply multiple divine entities guiding and shaping humanity. This nuance opens the door to reinterpretations that swirl with wonder. Perhaps those earliest biblical accounts echo the Sumerian tales of the Anunnaki, painting a picture of divine councils rather than a lone creator. Then there's the virgin birth narrative. Scholars point out that the Aramaic term, often translated as virgin, could also mean young woman. While this doesn't necessarily invalidate Christian doctrines, it begs the question: how many details in the story of Jesus might shift if we revisit the original linguistic context? Instead of a single monolithic truth, could there be layers upon layers of meaning, each translation adding its own subtle distortion? Billy Carlson's research further suggests that hidden gospels, apocryphal texts excluded from the Bible, carry teachings radically different from the canonical scriptures. Their alternative viewpoints sometimes challenge the divinity of Jesus or recount events that contradict mainstream theology. For the open-minded seeker, these documents invite curiosity rather than heresy, offering glimpses of a tradition richer and more complex than we realized. By expanding our understanding, we begin to see the Bible less as a closed book of absolute dogma and more as a living document filled with cryptic puzzle pieces waiting to be reassembled. Digging into these apocryphal texts can feel like discovering a forgotten library in the dusty corner of an ancient temple. Works like the Gospel of Barnabas or the Gospel of Thomas provide narratives that diverge significantly from the familiar stories found in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In some accounts, Jesus' teachings lean more toward esoteric wisdom, emphasizing inner transformation and a deep connection to cosmic forces. Other texts propose that the crucifixion story unfolded differently, or did not happen at all. At first, encountering these ideas might generate fear. If these alternative stories are true, what else about our understanding of Christianity or the life of Jesus is incomplete? Yet there's also a subtle sense of hope in the suggestion that spirituality might be broader than any one institution's teachings, resonating with a universal quest for meaning that unites cultures across continents. In weaving together multiple narratives, we glimpse a Jesus who might have shared knowledge akin to advanced metaphysics, ideas about dimensions, consciousness, and creation reminiscent of quantum theories. Billy Carlson highlights how these alternative traditions challenge us to move beyond a purely Earth-centric perspective and consider that the spiritual realm itself might extend into other layers of reality. By seeing Jesus not solely as a figure in ancient Judea, but as an emissary from higher planes of existence, we open ourselves to a more cosmic interpretation of spiritual enlightenment, bridging the gap between faith and the wonders of an infinite universe. What if the reality we inhabit is just one slice of a much grander spectrum? Modern physics already hints at hidden layers, parallel universes, higher dimensions, and phenomena that defy Newtonian rules. Dolores Cannon's findings complement these theories, suggesting that consciousness itself may be the key that unlocks these higher realms. Her regression subjects often describe journeys into ethereal landscapes, encounters with luminous beings, and timelines where events differ drastically from our recorded history. In this framework, the miracles attributed to Jesus might align with the concept of bending or transcending physical laws. Healing, resurrection, and even walking on water could be glimpses of higher dimensional processes. If advanced entities have guided humanity, either from distant planets or parallel planes, then phenomena considered miraculous in ancient times might reflect knowledge of the cosmic source code that forms all matter and energy. Think of this possibility as an invitation to shift from fear to hope. Fear arises when our foundation of reality wobbles under new information. Hope emerges when we realize these revelations can elevate human potential. Perhaps we are not merely physical organisms bound to a single dimension, but spiritual adventurers, capable of touching realms once reserved for gods or angels. By embracing this expanded viewpoint, we transform nostalgia for lost wisdom into a living call to reclaim what might have been known in ages past, forging a future in harmony with cosmic truths waiting just beyond our usual senses. Revisiting sacred texts with fresh eyes often raises another profound question. Is time itself an illusion? Some apocryphal writings hint that past, present, and future might flow together in one vast continuum, challenging our linear perspective. Meanwhile, modern theoretical physics has proposed the holographic universe model, implying our three-dimensional world could be a projection from a deeper, more fundamental reality. When Billy Carlson compares these scientific ideas to spiritual teachings, Jesus' references to the timeless nature of the kingdom of heaven, or ancient myths depicting cyclical ages, he finds intriguing parallels. Might these stories be describing the same cosmic phenomena we're now attempting to quantify through equations and telescopes? If consciousness shapes our experience of time, it's possible that advanced beings, whether divine or extraterrestrial, manipulate reality in ways our current science only dimly comprehends. Such ideas spark both nostalgia, recalling an era when gods walked among mortals, and hope, suggesting we can evolve beyond our present limitations. Fear surfaces as well. If time is fluid, are we truly in control of our destinies, or are we drifting through predetermined loops? Dolores Cannon's accounts, supported by ancient scripts and modern quantum theories, beckon us to adopt a more expansive mindset. Accepting a holographic or multidimensional reality could be our next big leap, not only in spirituality but also in science, bridging the gap between the unseen and the understood. Across millennia, we've spun countless tales to explain our existence, from revered holy books to modern scientific theories. Yet, as Billy Carlson and Dolores Cannon illustrate, new evidence and fresh interpretations of the old consistently reshapes what we think we know. If ancient civilizations thrived under the guidance of advanced beings, and if our scriptures hold multiple layers of meaning, then our journey is far from over. In truth, it may be just beginning. Open-minded curiosity stands at the heart of this quest, urging us to study architecture that defies comprehension, to revisit biblical passages that harbor plural gods, and to acknowledge the possibility that Jesus' teachings might resonate with quantum mysteries. By daring to step into uncharted territory, we embrace the hope that humanity can transcend its limitations. We push past our fear of challenging sacred norms, and we honor the nostalgia for a golden age when the veil between the mortal and the divine felt whisper-thin. So here is your call to action. Pause and reflect on the tapestry we've unraveled. Ancient ruins hinting at lost epochs, sacred words that might have been misread, and cosmic intelligence possibly orchestrating the entire show. If you believe in a universe teeming with life and broader truths, share these revelations with someone who has the courage to question. If you hunger for deeper understanding, dive into the works of Dolores Cannon, explore Billy Carlson's theories, and seek the hidden texts that challenge comfortable dogmas. By doing so, you become part of a growing collective ready to craft the next chapter of our evolving human narrative. We've journeyed through pyramids aligned with the cosmos, delved into Sumerian lore of sky-bound deities, and re-examined the Gospels to reveal nuances once buried under translations. We've ventured into the possibility of UFOs, interdimensional visitations, and quantum twists on age-old religious concepts. Through it all, one theme emerges: our understanding of Jesus, of the Bible, and of our entire civilization may be only a thin layer resting atop infinite depths. Whether these revelations awaken a sense of hope, spark a shiver of fear, or stir nostalgic echoes of something lost, they serve as invitations to question, to learn, and above all, to remain open to the vastness of our shared human journey. Your beliefs don't need to collapse under these possibilities. Instead, they can expand, integrating new insights into a more vibrant tapestry. After all, truth, like light, can be refracted into countless colors, each revealing another dimension of the divine. If this exploration has ignited your curiosity, we invite you to take the next step. Subscribe, leave a comment, and if you feel inspired, offer a super thanks. Your support enables us to continue peeling back the layers that obscure our grand cosmic heritage. Remember, the moment you dare to look beyond what you've been taught is the moment the universe reveals itself in ways you never thought possible.